All right, let's talk about those folding glass walls. You've seen them, right? In all the fancy magazines and on TV, turning a regular room into something absolutely incredible. But are they a dream come true or just a total budget breaker? Well, today we are going to get into all of it.
I mean, just think about it for a second. What if, with one smooth motion, an entire wall of your house just vanished? Completely gone, merging your living room with your backyard. That is the incredible, almost magical promise of these doors. As custom home builder Robert Cox says, it's all about the ability to completely open up a wall. We're not just talking about a bigger door here. This is a true wow factor. It literally changes how you experience your own home.
Okay, so what's the big deal? What is the allure? Let's dive into the dream scenario and talk about exactly why this feature is at the top of so many homeowners' wish lists.
Look, this is about so much more than just a nice view, although the view is obviously amazing. These doors flood your home with so much natural light, the whole space feels bigger, brighter, more alive. And for entertaining, it's a game changer. Imagine turning your kitchen and your patio into one massive, seamless party space. Plus, let's be honest, it's a huge architectural statement that can be a major selling point down the road.
So, the main takeaway here is really simple. You're not just buying a door. You're investing in a whole new lifestyle. You're creating a home that feels fundamentally more open and connected to the world outside. But hold on. Before you start drawing up plans and grabbing a sledgehammer, we need to hit pause. We have to talk about the downsides because there are some really serious things to consider, starting with the big one. And here it is, the number one reality check, the price. We're talking 3 to 5 times the cost of a really nice high-end sliding door. So to put that in perspective, if a premium sliding door costs, say, $8,000, you could easily be looking at $25,000, $30,000, even $40,000 for a folding door system. That is a massive jump for any budget. So why the crazy sticker shock? Well, that huge price tag isn't just for the door panels. Not even close. You're paying for a specialized installation crew. And trust me, this is not a DIY job. And most importantly, you're often paying for major structural work. We're talking about adding a massive steel I-beam across the opening to, hold up the rest of your house. It's basically a mini construction project. And it's not just the money up front. There are the day-to-day things to think about. When that beautiful wall of glass is open, all those panels have to go somewhere, right? They stack up on one side, and that stack takes up real floor space, which can completely change how you have to arrange your furniture. Oh, and get ready to be best friends with your vacuum cleaner, because if that bottom track gets filled with dirt or leaves, you are in for a world of frustration trying to open or close it. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. If you've heard all that and you're still in the game, then here are the key technical questions you need to be asking.
So can a giant wall made almost entirely of glass actually keep your house warm in the winter and cool in the summer? Well, the answer is yes, but only if you get a really high-quality system. So here's your cheat sheet. You absolutely need a frame with what's called a thermal break. That's just a barrier inside the metal that stops the cold or heat from transferring through. You'll want double-pane glass, of course, with a special low-E coating on it to reflect heat. And you need to ask about the U factor. Just remember, the lower that number is, the better it insulates. And I'm going to say it again, professional installation is the only way to make sure you get a perfect weatherproof seal. It's not negotiable.
So what's the alternative? Well, the main competitor is the multi-slide door. It's another way to get a huge glass opening, but it works in a totally different way. So let's see how they stack up. Okay, this is the main difference, and you can see it right here. A folding door, on the left, gives you that 100% clear opening. The wall is just gone, but the panels have to stack up, and they eat up your floor space. A multi-slide door on the right doesn't use any interior floor space at all. The panels just slide over each other. But unless you build a special pocket in the wall for them to disappear into, one panel is always going to be visible. So it's a direct trade-off. Do you want a totally clear opening, or do you want to save that floor space? All right, let's talk about frames. You've basically got 3 main options here, and each one has its own set of pros and cons you've got to weigh.
So, your main choices. First up is aluminum. It gives you those really sleek, slim, modern frames. But, and this is a big but, it has to have that thermal break we talked about, or it'll be an energy nightmare. Then there's classic wood. It's beautiful, warm, a great natural insulator, but you're signing up for regular maintenance to keep it looking good.
And finally, you've got woodclad, which is basically a tough aluminum shell on the outside with beautiful wood on the inside. It's the best of both worlds, but you guessed it, it's almost always the most expensive option. A question I hear all the time is, wait, is a giant wall of glass even secure? And yeah, you don't have to worry. Any quality system uses what's called a multi-point locking system. This just means when you turn the key, several heavy-duty steel bolts shoot out and lock into the frame up and down the door, not just in one spot. It makes them incredibly hard to pry open. So, we've been through the dream and the reality check. What's the final verdict? Let's put this all together and figure out if a folding wall is really the right move for you and your home. Really, it all boils down to this one single trade-off: a spectacular, life-changing feature versus a very, very significant financial investment. That's the choice. So before you pull the trigger, just ask yourself these 4 questions and be honest. Number 1, does the total cost, the door, the install, the whole shebang, really fit in my budget? 2, is my home's entire design built around a specific incredible view that this will highlight? 3, can my room layout actually handle those stacked panels without feeling awkward or cramped? And finally, how important is that seamless indoor-outdoor living to me? Is it a nice idea or is it a top priority? Because in the end, this isn't really about the product. It's not just a door. It's about the kind of life you want to build in and around your home. So what's your priority?